Welcome in, sweetheart. Okay, so if you're like me, you probably have this playing while you're playing The Sims. You don't have to worry about me. I'm just kind of going to yap at you about what I'm doing, and you can do what you're doing. Okay, so I have built a tiny home. It's a small tier tiny home, cottage. It's a spring vibe, so it's got a yellow, green, blue color scheme going on. Tried to match my makeup to it. Don't know how well I did, but we're gonna get right into that. This is actually the second time that I have built this cottage. Why? The first time I had a different color scheme picked out on Pinterest because I knew a couple things I wanted when I had the thought process that I wanted to build it. However, I didn't really know what I wanted. I wanted it 2 stories at one point and that just wasn't working. I wanted enough room to like genuinely let my Sims move around. If you were to play in this isn't really the type of gameplay I play with. I love building one. I hate playing with my Sims in a cottage. I don't know what it is. I can't stand it. But a main focus I did have was having colorful shutters. I either wanted the cottage living ones or I wanted the my wedding story ones. And since it was a cottage, I just went ahead and went with the green cottage living ones. You can see me placing those now if you are looking at the screen. And then I also knew I wanted a couple skills thrown in there. I know that I have the flower arranging table. I'm going to put that on the porch in a minute. I have cross stitch and I have fishing. I'm not positive if I put anything else, but I guess we'll find that out together. I built this last night, half awake kinda. It was getting really late and I had other things I had to do still. But we are currently, oh, I like that I did that. I have the 2 really little windows with the cross paneling because I hated the 1 shutter window in that corner. It didn't look right. It looked very like smushed in there, kind of like the shutter should be hanging off. And then I don't actually know if this item's in debug or if I just can't find it when it's not in debug, but I have that light green butterfly vent on that little piece of roof up at the top. I thought it just gave it a little more character. And I hate that brick. We're gonna use the country kitchen brick, but it's gonna take me a minute to get there because I am very annoying and indecisive all the time. But yeah, so basically what started this is that I live in the South, right? We don't have real seasons. Like, living down here sometimes feels like you are living in The Sims if you don't have the seasons expansion pack. Like, it's kind of always just warm, it's a little muggy. But right now, we cannot keep our weather steady for anything. Okay, there's the flower arranging table going in. It's in that little alcove on the porch. So you do have, your Sims have enough room to stand there, but, okay, but, yeah, so in the South, we don't really get good seasons. It kind of goes from frigid to hot, and then back and forth, and then it just stays hot, and then you go through the cycle again until it stays cold. And even then, cold frost often, it's been getting colder. I'm not gonna comment on that right now, but we know why. But for the most part, it is very hot down here. So I wanted to like pretend I had real seasons and that my spring was gonna be a real spring. I'm starting it now. Yellow bathroom. That was something on my to-do list. Karen and Connie a while back did a 1 color challenge and they got yellow for the bathroom. And I thought it was so cute and it made that tiny space feel very warm and very like inviting. So I decided to just kind of to build that sort of vibe up. I don't know for sure that I love it. I really don't like the wall tile, but I couldn't decide on a wall tile I liked better. So we kept I think it's from base game. I think it's something like seashore or seashells in the title. Those diagonal half wall tiles. I use the growing together floor tile and I really like that, but it's whatever. I also have one of those towel stands, which I don't really like the color of, above the toilet. I think it worked out nice, but what do I know? Okay, we're moving on to the kitchen now. And another big thing in like most of my Pinterest saves that I use for this was that basin sink from Cottage Living. And to have a kitchen island that was a different color than the main counters. I saw a lot of like cottage country style kitchens that had that design, and they had like white counters and then a pastel, and I went with yellow because I was like, okay, we have blue and green right now, we have yellow in the bathroom, we may as well just bring yellow in. So I'm using the Cottage Living counters and cabinets. I kind of wish I had used the country kitchen kit for the island and the upper cabinets, but it's already on the gallery. I cannot go back and change it. I could for my own playthrough if I was going to play with it, but I'm not gonna. I don't know how you like to play, and maybe this is just me. I prefer to put my Sims in apartments, and if they're not in an apartment, I like it to be in like a really populated area. I like having neighbors. I like when people walk by and I can kind of annoy them. Because until I get married, my Sims often live alone. And so social need wise, it's nice to have people who are just walking by constantly. And I built this on Cordelia's secret cottage, so that little lot up at the top of Henford-on-Bagley, which is fine. It's a cute little lot. Like, I don't mind the lot of it. I just I won't play there. And so this isn't, and you can move this lot anywhere. It's not like tied to it, obviously. But this is not the type gameplay I like. I don't like the little cottage in the middle of nowhere sort of gameplay. I've played with it a couple times, like right after I got Cottage Living, but cows and chickens and llamas aren't really my thing. Having my sim live off the grid isn't really my thing. Maybe I don't have eco lifestyle right now. It's never really been something I was all that interested in, but I might come back and get it later. But because I don't have eco lifestyle, I don't like living off the grid because it feels a little useless to me. Like, I really don't get why that wasn't just part of eco lifestyle instead of added to the main game. I don't like playing like that. It doesn't do anything for me, so I don't see a point. Here we are. I'm messing with this pendant light so bad. Nothing really fit what I wanted. I ended up using those mason jars from Parenthood. I think they're from Parenthood. I don't love them. I think if I had left them in that sort of bluey glass swatch, I'd like them better looking back at it. And you can also see that I have it's the throwback challenge they just did. I never finished it. I got the phones on accident. Like, I didn't have that much of a focus on using the, like, throwback stuff because I know I can get everything, for the most part, off the gallery if I want to use it. I want the inflatable couch, that's about it, but since I had the phones, I used both of them in this cottage. In my head, a set of grandparents lives here, and that's why there's only, like, 2 chairs at every little station. When we get to the living room, I have a record player, a lot like mine. I don't use this, by the way. I know if someone comes across this, they're gonna be like, oh, that's so bad for your records. I don't use it. It's for decoration. I have an album I've never actually played sitting on it. She's never been played. I want to play my albums, I just don't have a need for it, if that makes sense. Like, I have every album that I have on my phone, and I'm not gonna risk damaging them just so that I can have the feeling of it. I'd love to play them. However, I don't want to get a new record player right now. This one looks really cute, even though it's not used, and I'm just gonna leave it there for now. When I move out, I'm probably gonna get one. In like a year, I'm finally leaving my parents' place, and so I'll probably get one then. But as of right now, that one was a gift, and it looks cute in my room, so I'm gonna keep it. But yeah, I put cards on this entrance table, and I don't know if this is a Southern thing, if this is a my family thing, or what, but if there's any point you're getting cards for, like, Valentine's Day, Easter, Christmas, whatever, my great-grandmother kept them beside her door year in, year out. Any cards she got went on the entrance table. So I thought it was really cute to have them there, especially since, again, in my head, this is grandma's house. Maybe that might be a little unrealistic to have it be a grandma's house with the fact that it's in the middle of nowhere. But I think it being in the middle of the nowhere, like, this is the closest we can have to putting a house on top of the hill, right? And so I thought it was really cute to have it there. So I wanted Grandma to live on the top of the hill, okay? I wanted her to have, like, the American dream little house in the, like, corner. And so this game has a lot of suspension of disbelief. We don't have disabilities in the game, so I don't have to worry about Grandma being able to get up there. It's okay. It's fine. We can just let the game exist sometimes. I used a lot of packs in this. I didn't check how many. I will probably check it and put it, like, up here. Here, I'll put it on my little hand whenever I do check. But I know for a fact cottage living's been used in this. Tiny living, because it is set as a tiny home. It's a small house, which means your bills are going to be cheaper and, like, your Sims are going to be a little happier. But because it's the highest tier, it's really not going to do that much for you. Like, micro homes are great, but I feel like small houses don't do much. Like, there's not really that much of a point of not having it marked as a tiny house versus having it marked, except that lower bill. See, there's the record player. It's the same color as mine. Looks like it has a different colored record on it. I could have matched it, but I didn't. I also use a standing piano from Get Together. But yeah, I know for a fact I've got Cottage Living, I've got Cats and Dogs, I've got Get Together, Parenthood, Country Kitchen, Bathroom Clutter Kit. Do I have anything else in here that I know off the top of my head? I'm sure in the little clutter and stuff I have a bunch of foolishness. I have... Do I have Realm of Magic? I do have Realm of Magic. I did use Realm of Magic in here, and I know I used Pastel Pop, and I used, I think I used the Home Chef Hustle kit a little bit. Not kit, that one's a stuff pack. Yeah, I think I used a little bit of Home Chef Hustle, but it's like maybe 2 items. I used Salt and Pepper Shaker from, what is that pack's name? The one that gave us the ice cream machine. I don't know. Anyway, we've moved on to the bedroom now, which is great. I really like this bedroom. I think it's really cute. It's very small. I don't have it too cluttered just because, again, in my head I'm basing this place kind of off my own grandparents, and like my grandmother hates clutter. My great-grandma liked it to a certain extent, but my grandma cannot stand for her place to be messy. And like any sort of clutter is kind of messy in her eyes. So I do have it set up very, like, the nightstands are cluttered because I feel like that's realistic to have stuff on the nightstand regardless, but for the most part I have this place very clean. It's very organized. I didn't really play with clutter too many places. I've got a couple plants because plants were a main focus for me when building this house because I wanted that spring vibe. I feel like when you think spring, you think flowers and you think rain, and so I should have added the seasons umbrella thing. I really should have added that. Ooh, okay. We jump around a lot. That's just how I build. I'm sorry about that. What was that? I definitely have paranormal stuff in here too. I'm gonna check how many packs are in here. Again, it'll be up here. But I don't know. I really like this house. I think it was really cozy. I tried to use that little love-struck penguin thing for a little bit. And he doesn't fit the room, but I love it so much. And I haven't built anything since I got the pack that I feel like he fits in. I don't know, where do you put him? I guess a kid's room, but like, I'm playing the Not So Berry challenge right now, which is pretty much all else I'm doing at the moment. At a long point, all I did was build. I don't really use gameplay a lot. And so my Not So Berry is the first time I've played gameplay-wise since we got infants. Like, the last time I played gameplay was before we had the infant update from Growing Together. I think there might be even older packs that I haven't played since. There was a long point all I did was build. Like, I didn't even play with Cass. When I tell you, I could not tell you where a single hair is from. I barely know where some of the clothes are from. I don't play with Cass. But yeah, I haven't played with kids in a minute. So I guess I just have to have one. I'm gonna have to have one and Not So Berry. I'm planning to have 2. I'm on the mint gen, like I just started it. Right now is a problem though. Right now, we're building a fishing pond, and I don't know if I like the fact that I used lavender and pink flowers outside. I like the fact that I added more color to the build. I just feel like maybe we should have brought yellow outside looking back. And I think that's the fun part of doing this, is I get to look back and be like, hey, maybe you shouldn't have made that choice. Also, most of the landscaping on here is debug, including that little plant I put up on the column there. Yeah, those are called columns. Yeah. I think that's from Growing Together. No, it's not. It's from Get Together. There's too many G's and too many togethers. But yeah, I use mainly debug, which means your Sims are gonna walk right through it for the most part. But they look so much better. And like Cottage Living didn't really come with that much for landscaping, and you'd think they would, because they're a like farming pack. Like that's where we got the giant vegetables from. I expected more landscaping, and we do technically have it, but all of the landscaping is debug, and I really wish they would have just given it to us properly. However, some of the things I'm gonna do with debug in here is really annoying. Like, I'm gonna put a little mushroom trail on this little path I'm gonna have up front. And I really liked it, but it took... This is sped up 6 times, right? I have it on, I think fully 6 times, maybe 6.5. I don't know. Again, it'll go somewhere in the corner. But I have it fully sped up to the point that, like, I don't remember how long it took, but it definitely took me like 20 or 30 if I remember properly. Because while we do have those clutters of mushrooms, for the most part they're just single mushrooms for me to be able to get that path. I think it's really fun to have it set up like that. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you guys hate the concept of this being grandma, and in your head this is like a very young couple. I don't know. There's room to expand. Like, you couldn't keep it a tiny home and expand unless you made the rooms significantly smaller. But there is room for you to expand if you were to use this as a family home. It's just not the type house I plan. Again, like, I'm gonna build an apartment sometime, and you'll see what I mean when I say I'm a lot more excited about apartments. I love city living. It's probably my favorite expansion pack. Because, like, in theory, I love seasons. Seasons can get really annoying when you're playing. And, like, I don't know, maybe that's just me. Because it's realistic, of course. But, like, I miss playing in Brindleton Bay without it raining constantly. Because if I remember right, I don't remember if Cats and Dogs did come out first, but I think I got it first. Because I know for a while I was playing there and I did not have seasons. So I might just have to look back, and I may be stupid. I may have, like, stupid written on my forehead in post. Who knows? But I'm not a big fan of the rain. It's very annoying to me. Which isn't fair, but why is it so annoying? Like, it's not fun to play with. I really wish it was sunny there more often. I have my mint gin living there right now. And you would think that would change my mind on it. It doesn't. I have a pool and I can't use it because it's constantly raining. And, like, I have her little lab outside. She has to go through the rain to get to her lab. It's so annoying. If you don't know what the Not So Very challenge is, I probably sound insane right now talking about her lab. But I promise you it's fun. I'm having fun. This is a great time. But yeah, right now I am actually showing you, like, a tiny bit of a tour. That chair is clipping in the living room. There's nothing I can do about that. But since we're coming to the end, thank you for gaming with me, baby. I will see you some other time.